So it's been a beautiful day today. I guess we had that. Oh, the cows are out everywhere. That's not so beautiful. They are out. So that's super interesting that they got out, and we got to get that treatment on you. But the cows got out. How many of them are out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anyway, it has been a beautiful day, but the cows decided it was beautiful enough to find some green grass. There's some snow on the way. How am I going to get them where they need to be? Because I don't know where everybody's at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's all 8 of them that are supposed to be in there. And where did they get out from? They probably got out and walked all the way around the barn. Let's remedy this situation right quick. Now that's gonna go. I didn't have time to set the camera up to record what was going on. And it's normally not that difficult. But when they're separated and scattered out, it's difficult. It's easy to move 100 or 300 cows together. It's difficult to move one in opposition to the herd. Whew, mercy. So that's going to go along great with what I had to talk about today. I'm going to need a minute to catch my breath. So I was doing a little experiment anyway, trying to record this on a DJI Action 4. I don't have a mic hooked up to it. Don't have all the, it's not mine, it doesn't belong to me. And I don't have all the equipment that you need to put it on a tripod. I could have put it on my tripod. I'm just not ready to do that. I was just kind of playing around, thought I'd put something together. Didn't expect to come out and see the cows running free. So I'm sure the sun's glaring a bit this time of day. You know, I didn't want this. I didn't want to have this sacrifice pen. I mean, circumstances kind of forced me into it. And we are still grazing. We are still grazing up there in those fields a little bit when we can. And if I was up there, you could see the grazing line. But boy, am I sad about this pen getting tore up like this. I'm gonna have to come back and maybe till it up a little bit to get some of these, you know, pug marks out of it and reseed it and take care of it. So, I mean, I guess, you know, 1/3 of an acre versus building a barn or ruining, you know, having them spread out all over 6 acres, you know, reseeding and all that, that's probably not that big of a deal, but still not ideal. It's not great. So maybe in the future we'll either have them, you know, do it like Joel Sallet and have them enclosed and build deep bedding, or we'll be able to move them around a little better. But that's kind of the circumstances we have right now. And really, if you've kind of been with me for the last year or so, kind of started talking to myself about a year ago, I think. I probably talked to myself for a long time, but now I feel like I'm talking to somebody else, even though I'm talking to myself. Regardless, you know that I started talking about purpose and time management and taking, being active and trying to get control of things. Well, I didn't do so good at that in 2023, but I did, as the year come to a close, I did start reading some books and start doing some studies that might kind of help me out in 2024. And I've been really trying hard the first part of the year. I mean, one thing that I've got is, I mean, I've put on a little bit of weight in the last couple of years, so probably need to get to exercising a little bit. And I got this sleep apnea deal. I've had it for a long time. I mean, I've snored for a long time, so it's been undiagnosed here until the last couple months, and I guess it's pretty rough. So I went and did a sleep study last night to try to fix me up with one of those CPAP machines or whatever. So coming back from the sleep study and grandkids getting dropped off and fetching grandkids and you know, didn't sleep. I slept probably better than I normally do, but I didn't sleep great. Well, anyway, I didn't sleep great. We may not have enough battery to finish this on this DJI today, so maybe we'll just get to play around with it and do some editing and see if maybe I want to buy one of these. But did the sleep study, didn't get a great sleep, come back home and didn't jump on my priorities, didn't manage my time properly, and that's why the cows didn't get fed first thing this morning. So they decided they'd take a walkabout and get their own food. And since we're low on battery, I think I'll push along a little bit and try to get some of these chores done, get back to Missy's got 2 babies inside, so maybe I better go help her out a little bit. So I sweat a little bit. Maybe that counts for part of my workout today. I need to go secure these cows for a little bit, so I'll go work on that. I won't be able to record any of that, maybe on my phone a little bit, but let's just try to stick with this Action 4 and see what happens. So, thinking about time management, things like that, my devotional this morning and some of the things I've been studying says, what are you wrongly in love with? What are you wrongly in love with? I thought of things like social media, work, hobbies, television, all sorts of things that we might be wrongly in love with. And what I mean by that is that we are wasting our time. We lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves and tell ourselves that we don't have time, but we're just not prioritizing our time right. This morning, I used the excuse that, I'm tired and I want to sit down here and just catch my breath for a minute and watch a little TV or maybe flip through Facebook or Instagram for a minute. Listen to the radio, check out what's happening on the news, all those things kept me from doing what's proper and coming out and taking care of my cows. And see, here's the big catcher. I knew this was going to happen yesterday afternoon, because we took that electric fence up to push the little calf out wherever she's at. She's up there somewhere, but she got dehorned. So we took the electric fence down a couple days ago to push her out. Well, I know well enough that if they don't have hay, or if they don't have grass, or if they don't have water, they're going to find their way out. So day 1, take the fence down, push the little calf through into the barn, vet come dehorn her. Day 2, feed the cows, say to myself, you're playing with fire here, because those cows are going to walk over that fence and get out. Day 3, a little idle hands, a little sitting around, and the cows found their way out. So the rest of day 4, I'm going to put this fence back up and try to make sure this problem doesn't happen again. So what can we do to prioritize our time? I didn't look it up, but I read the quote somewhere. I think it was John Maxwell, that said, there's no such thing as time management. You can't manage time. It's uncontrollable, but you can prioritize it. And maybe I've thought about managing time when that's not really a real thing, but I need to prioritize my activities within the amount of time that I have. I need to say, all right, if I want to do social media, if I want to play video games, if I want to golf, if I want to go hunting, if I want to shoot my bow, or if I want if I want to, play basketball at the youth league or whatever my time is, whatever I want to do, I need to prioritize that. Well, nothing about this video has gone the way that I thought it would. Just with not charging the batteries, the cows being out, all the things that are going on. I'm way off my notes and way off what I wanted to talk about. But, well, I'm not really way off what I wanted to talk about, but I'm sure it's going to be all choppy and messed up, but I did my best considering. The thing about it is, with time, thinking about, is there something that I'm wrongly in love with? We waste too much time, and the things we waste that time on, we are wrongly in love with. Most of us, probably the larger percentage of us, because we need to love Jesus first. John chapter 6 verses 28 and 29. I'll have to paraphrase because I don't have it pulled up right now, but it says, Jesus is talking to the disciples. What can we do? What can we do to do the work of God? And it basically said, Jesus replies in verse 29, to follow the one that he sent, to believe in the one that he sent. And to believe in him is to abide in him. And to abide in him is to partake in his lifestyle. And his lifestyle was one of devotion. Devotion to God's will, things that bring God's glory. Things that bring God glory. He got up and prayed in the mornings. He didn't get in a hurry. He took care of people who needed taken care of. But just trying to ramble on here. I don't know what I'm saying. I know I read the devotional and I'm all shook up because the cows are out, and I'm all shook up because the batteries are dead and I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted to do. But maybe you'll still be able to get something out of this, with the idea that we don't prioritize our time right. We waste too much time. You can monitor your own cell phone usage, and I think you would be appalled at the amount of hours that you spend on social media. I think you'd be, well, not just social media, your phone in general, playing games, social media. Maybe you use it as a television now. But I monitored mine and it was appalling. It was hours in a day. And that's considering all the other things you do in a day. And you mean to tell me when someone says they don't have time to come to church, they don't have time to read their Bible, they don't have time to pray? They have time. We have time. We're just wasting our time. We're just not putting in the right places. So that's the challenge. Where are you wasting your time? What are you wrongly in love with? Do you work too much? Because quite frankly, you could be. Well, I got to pay the bills. Paying the bills here on earth isn't going to do you nothing in eternity. Having a nice fancy yard, having a nice fancy house, having a nice fancy car does nothing for you in eternity. That's what I believe in. I believe in eternity. I follow Jesus to live forever. That's what he promised me. Are we just playing games here? I'm not. I know that he promised me eternity, and that's what I'm clinging to him for eternity. I get plenty discouraged about the way things here on earth are. All the troubles we see around us, all the things we want to complain about, the things in my own life that I wish weren't the way they were. But am I giving him any time? Am I giving him the appropriate time? Even me, because I study weekly for my sermons, but I still feel like I'm not giving him my all. And if I can cut that social media time or that phone time down 50%, boy, I'll conquer the world. I have some stats. I talked about it in a sermon a while back, but I don't have them here with me right now. And I've got to go fix fence right now. Get back in there to Missy, because I'm surprised she hasn't called me and given me one for. But I just wanted to discuss Things that we love. What do we love? I mean, there's a new NCAA football game coming out this year, and I can't wait for it, man. Maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. I think I'm going to get it. My goal is to get it. I'm excited about it because it's been a long time, and I love that. I love, some part of me, I say I don't love it like I love my wife. We love social media. We love our phones. People want to complain about them and pretend like they don't love them, but boy, we spend a lot of time. We don't go any... The DJI died. So this will be a good comparison between the two because I displaced this one in somehow. But the DJI died. But it's pointless to say that we don't love our phones. It's in my hand right now. And maybe it does better than the DJI. We'll see. But we're in love with our phones. We're in love with social media. We're in love with the television. We're in love with entertainment. People don't know how to be bored. That's one of the good things. Sometimes just intentionally forgetting your phone or accidentally forgetting your phone when you're going to the tree stand. I've often said the best day that Melissa and I ever spent, we were at some kind of forestry maple conference deal in Virginia. We were on a mountain 4,600 feet up. No cell phone, no Wi-Fi. Nobody could call you. You couldn't get on there and stroll through Facebook or anything like that. It was the best day I've had in a long time to just be separated from all of that. So don't be afraid to take a step and do something different. If you want to set your phone off somewhere. Turn your TV off for a little bit. Take a walk. Do something that goes against what your flesh wants. Your flesh wants to be satisfied. Your flesh wants to be entertained. Your flesh wants to be rested. Your flesh wants to be well fed. We're in the Lent season. I've moved away from believing that we should give something up for Lent. That's not what my theology tells me anymore. If you want to give something up for Lent, go ahead. But I'm not a works-based kind of person, so you don't work for salvation. You don't give something up to obtain any glory, except that we deprive our bodies in fasting. We discipline our flesh and call it into submission because we love Jesus Christ. That's what it's about. So I don't know if you'll get anything from this rambling thing here today. I had a good time talking about it. Maybe I'll get back in the habit of doing this a little bit. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Go outside. It's going to snow today, tonight, tomorrow. It's still February. I don't care what the groundhog says. Love y'all.